All right, let's talk about some clay. So right here we've got oil clay, right? What's the pros and cons of oil clay? Pros, it's incredibly hard, right? You know, if you're working on something, you know, you want to put fine detail into something without marring it, you don't have to worry about that with oil clay. It'll mar you before you mar it. And let me see. It's easier to maintain for long term, right? You can just like start sculpting and walk away and come back like a month later and keep sculpting with it. That's what's good about it. Let's see, cons. Since it's incredibly hard, you have to always keep it soft with heat. Like either stick it in the oven or put a heat gun on it for a bit until it gets soft. But then if you leave it for too long, it gets too hot and you gotta wait for it to get cool a little bit so you don't burn your fingers while touching it. Let's see, what else? Another con is that it's incredibly slow to work with. Since it's such a hard medium, right, you have to always keep it soft. So I guess, you know, you could technically work kind of fast with it if you kept it constantly in the oven, and then always pull it as you need it, and then start, you know, working fast with it. So that's that. In terms of pricing, a brick like this is going to set you back about $6-7 for only 2 pounds. What kind of oil clay is this? This is a Chavant. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. So it's Chavant right there. Chavant. It's a plastiline. I'm not even going to pronounce that. All right. So that's oil clay. Next up is water-based clay. Right. Typically, I keep it like this because a big brick is incredibly heavy to carry. This is it. This is what 25 pounds of water-based clay looks like. Nice thing about water-based clay is that it's easy to work with. Well, that's kind of a misnomer. It's not really easy to work with. It's incredibly fast to work with. Why? Because it's incredibly soft, and you can just start throwing clay on something and just get started really fast. So let's take some out. Let me show you how it looks like, how it works. So this is some of it. See, incredibly fast to work with. It's kind of like Play-Doh, except a little bit less stickier. So a nice thing about water-based clay, like I already said, it's incredibly fast to work with. You can do fine detail with it, but you have to be incredibly careful, like not to like accidentally mar it or whatever, because it's incredibly soft, as you can see. Let me see. Oh yeah, cons. Since it's a water-based clay, you don't want it to dry out. So as soon as it's like starts to harden, you have to like spray it with a water bottle to get it soft again. That could be a good and bad thing. I think on the plus side, it kind of, as it starts drying up, it starts acting more of like kind of like an oil clay because it starts hardening up, you know, which is really good. If you keep that in mind, and you can manipulate it however you want to. And long-term storage, like if you finish for the day and you're going to walk away, you need to cover your sculpture up with paper towels, spray it with water, and cover it with a trash bag. Otherwise, you know, you're gonna lose the sculpture because it's going to dry out from the inside out, and it's just going to crack and it's just going to fall apart. Let's see. Last clay, Super Sculpting. This is more of a polymer clay. Kind of looks like this. Let me open it up. So how do you work with this? You take it out the box and you just gotta keep kneading it. The more you knead it, the softer that it gets. So look at that. It's pretty soft. Nice thing about this, it doesn't dry like water clay. It's kind of similar to water clay, except I don't know. It just feels more gummy. The nice thing about this is you can, this and oil clay, you can do like small scale maquettes and not have to worry about it drying out. And the plus with Sculpting, the plus with Sculpting is that a sculpture made from this, bake it in the oven, 100 degrees for 6 to 8 hours. You want to slow bake. but afterwards, you'll get like it'll harden up, turn to plastic, and you'll get permanent displayable sculpture that no one will be able to mar. So that's nice. What's nice about this? Let me see. I don't think I've talked about pricing. So this is more expensive than the other two formats, mediums. This is about $16 for 1 pound. So you probably want to keep it to like doing like small scale items. Water-based clay, like that 25-pound brick that I lifted up, set you back only 11 bucks. Incredibly cheap. Oil-based clay, 6-7 bucks, just for 2 pounds. So I think it's more about what you can afford and which one you like working with better. So I hope that's helped you guys kind of like give you a brief about these 3 different types of clay, how you can use them, price ranges, whatever falls into your budget. I would just say try each one and see how you like it. And obviously, each one has its own purposes, right? Like I prefer water clay for larger sculptures because 1, it's fast, 2, it's cheap, and well, I'm just gonna say 3, it's incredibly fast. And since I don't have the patience for oil clay, right? So you can just get things done incredibly quickly. Put it down, cover it up, with a paper towels, water, paper, and trash bag, and walk away, and then come back another day and finish it up. Let me see. And smoothing is incredibly easy with water clay. With water clay, you just get a foam sponge with some water. You just go over the sculpture and it'll smooth it out. With oil-based clay, you got to use like a propane torch, right? You get over the piece and then smooth it out with like a brush or even alcohol. And then I'm not really sure how to smooth polymer clay, but I'm sure there's a YouTube video out there for that. So I hope that explains it. Until next time. Peace.